All right, let's keep Summer Week going. It continues on here on Studio 40 Live. And Tammura, it is so good to see you. Schoolsfirst FCU in the house. I cannot believe that we're already halfway through summertime right now.
I can't believe we're halfway through this year.
I don't even get it.
I don't know where it's gone.
Seriously, it goes far, far too fast.
Yes.
And I love summer, so please hang on. Let's hang on to summer. All right.
Yes.
Halfway through, I just mentioned that simple mid-year financial check-in. That's what we're talking about.
That's right.
What is this simple mid-year check-in?
So if we think about it, we were planning our budget, right?
Yep.
The beginning of the year, the end of last year. We're about halfway through that year, as you spoke about. So this is a really good time to do that, like financial checkup, right? Think about it like your annual doctor appointment. We're halfway through the year. It's time to see, is your budget really working for you the way that you intended it to? Are there any adjustments that need to be made? Right now is a really good time to kind of go through and make sure that you're still on par for your budget.
So it is important. This is a very important time to do it right now, right?
Yes, it is a very important time.
All right, what's the first thing we should look into? I see right on the screen. We look into our savings and checking, right?
Yeah, so the first thing you really want to do is look at your emergency fund, right? You're looking at your savings. So that's what this, your savings check. So you want to see, do you have money in your emergency fund? The goal is that 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in that, which can seem like a lot. So don't get discouraged by that. Remember that any amount that you can put aside into your emergency fund helps when you should need to use it, or if you should need to use it, not rely on debt for that. So it's a really good time to look into that emergency fund. Has your situation changed? Can you be putting more? Are you putting too much depending on your budget? So do a check on your emergency fund and see how you're doing.
All right, okay, so savings check, we got that taken care of.
Yes.
All right, now we got to move on. What else should we focus on?
So the next thing you want to focus on is your debts, right? How are you doing in regards to your debts? Right. It's always a scary thing, but we want to make sure that you're paying on your debts. Have your situation changed? Do you have more money that has freed up like we spoke about, and could you put those on your debts, but still maintain focus on your savings during that time? So when we talk about your savings, it's really important that you have that so you're not relying on debt should an emergency arises, but it's also a good time to kind of take charge of your debt.
Got it, okay. So when we're speaking of the bigger goals, that's one of those things to kind of keep the debt down.
That's right, keep your debt down. I think about June as a good time. We have a lot of holidays coming up. How are you preparing for those types of things too? Have you started looking at the holidays and your spending for that time? Did you work that into your budget in the beginning of the year like we hope that you did, right? That we had talked about it before. So it's a really good time to just kind of analyze everything. Yeah,
we see it on the screen right there. Is your budget still working for you? But most of the time, I think people set those budgets and then they kind of, is it okay to get off track a little bit on the budget as long as you don't go crazy and blow the budget off?
Of course, right? There's going to be things that have changed. So like it says here, are you spending extra in an area where you wouldn't, where you weren't in the beginning of the year, that you can kind of reevaluate and make sure your budget is still working. Go through your statements. We always talk about subscriptions. Are there any subscriptions you're paying for that maybe you don't need anymore, like those 6 streaming services, right? Do you need all of them?
Well, we need to go through them also, because sometimes I found out we're paying for services that we don't think we are.
That's right. A monthly statement, the bank statement, is a thing of the past. I feel like everybody does online banking now, so you don't really pay attention to those, but it's a really good time to also go through a statement. Is there anything in there that you could potentially cut out so that you're working more money into your budget?
You got to work it in. You got to work it in. And you have to do this, every 6 months. I mean, I was just at the dentist last week. Every 6 months. She goes, all right, another 6 months. So we're doing that with our teeth, our health, everything else.
That's right.
And our, obviously, financial health. We make sure that's pretty.
Absolutely. It's really important, and it bleeds into a lot of other areas of our health, too. So, you have to do a checkup to make sure that you're still in the right financial situation and has any of your stuff changed that you need to adjust to.
Well, schools first. I mean, you guys get it done. Tammura knows exactly what's going on. I say it all the time they come on. I always learn something new every single time.
Thank you, Gary. It's always good to be here with you.
You got it. Anytime. You're always welcome back. There's the information, schoolsfirstfcu.org. Phone number's there, Instagram's there. Do the mid-year check, and hopefully everything is good.